Welcome to 2022 Basic Education Faculty Research Conference with the theme Continuing the Tradition of Excellence Through Research. I am Mike Piche, the representative presenter on behalf of my group mates, Mrs. Agnes Sarico and Mrs. Elaine Nino Franco. We are the researchers from the junior high school. In this faculty research presentation, I will be presenting our research entitled Preventing Solution Copying Through Solve and Narrate Method in Solving Mirror Equation Worksheet in Science 10 online class of the Junior High School, UPHSL, Binyan. Recently, COVID-19 pandemic occurred all over the globe and Philippines is one of the most affected countries. The educational system was shifted and was highly affected. Changes in learning modality, as mandated by DepEd Secretary Leonor M. Briones, by which an online learning will be the choice in lesson delivery. Different modalities are anchored prior to DepEd memoranda. Shifting online classes from face-to-face because of the new normal bring new challenges to teacher. Not just a digital divide, but the concern of learning. As what mentioned by Newton in 2020 in his article entitled Another Problem with Shifting Education Online, Cheating. It says that students commit a rampant academic dishonesty during an online class. As confirmed that video conference tool is used to discuss, the answer to co-learner, much worse, is hiring an impostor to answer the activities and worksheets. This is very alarming. An academic dishonesty is defined by Wilkinson in 2009. He says that copying a worksheet by a different means is a form of cheating or even a plagiarism. A worksheet authenticity on the answers are important. Fauzia and Aurita in 2009 mentioned that worksheets help learners to understand a particular concept. If academic dishonesty is visible, the quality of education will be put into question as well. It was mentioned by Balcore in 2016. Prior to different reviews of literature, researchers decided to put those ideas in subject to our study. In light with those, we are presenting our purpose of statement. First is to explain why and how students copy solution in solving mirror equations and use solve and narrate method to innovate problem-solving administration investigating, it was able to prevent solution copying. In this study, researchers used the educational action research design, as mentioned by Brindon Miller, Prudente, and Aguja in 2017. These methods follow an iterative process. The participants of the study are the selected business high school learners of the UPHSL Binyan from grade 10 in heterogeneous section. Prior to the design, which is an action research, the study also used the PDCA cycle as a process for data collection and analysis. This data collection design was effective as mentioned by Wagner in 2017. It helps to innovate and improve the students' outcomes. For plan section, researchers lead into observation that students copy worksheet or the solution in solving problems for mirror equation in grade 10 science class. They further analyze how to prevent it and lead into putting solution with the participants' narrative. The effectiveness of the intervention will be proved by the interviews, observations, narrative as ground for the review of related literature. For do and checked, in choosing the participants, 30 in numbers or population, 12 females and 18 male, researchers use the pattern of mistakes in quizzes or activities and time of worksheet submission as a way of establishing phenomenon concerning the respondents. This led to a reduction of participants into half. Half of the respondents are subjected to initial interview in order for them to be qualified in this study. In the interview, only 4 participants was chosen due to data saturation, which concerned by the Polker and Schroeder in 2017. They mentioned that data saturation or the gathering of the data should stop when the data saturation come up or there is no new information being identified during the process of data gathering. The solve and narrate method will be given to learners. Worksheets are copied from DepEd Module Science 10, and in the case that the intervention is not effective, it will be advised for the teachers to use the learning technique to lessen the cheating in online class. If not, the researchers will go back to plan section and revise the plan, then devise a more sophisticated intervention. This makes the PDCA a cycle and an iterative one. Mathematic analysis is employed for the result to be gathered as Kiger and Virgo suggested in 2020. For the ACT section, the observation will be tested by the administration of the intervention of solve and narrate method. Worksheets are copied from DepEd Module Science 10. Whether the plan is effective or not, as mentioned a few while ago, this will be interpreted by the PDCA cycle as well. The validation of the research method conducted and the research interview was done by the researchers and the respondents. It was according to furthermore subject research studies of Maxwell. The following results were gathered prior to the purpose of the study and backed up with their verbatim. Why do learners copy worksheets? Here are the themes. Learners wanted to have a higher marks on their worksheets. They are not confident in their solution in the worksheet. They can't manage their time properly as they are playing online games during the administration of the worksheet. How do learners copy worksheet? In some forms, learners change the long form answer into short form answers, such as converting decimal into fraction. They are dependent to their co-learners. There is a give and take culture in this section, and also, there is a kopyahin nyo na lang attitude. With the presented figures, students shift their answers with different decimals prior to instructions given, and their time of submission, which serve as ground for the observation. The following themes emerge with the narrative of the participants using solve and narrate. Learners admitted that it's hard to copy, since activity immediately checked by teachers by annotating on it. Feedback was given in the class at the same time individually. It is effective in preventing solution copying. Conclusion was formed from the transcript and narrative. It was suggested that this learning technique lessens the copying and cheating of worksheet in online class. Using the solve and narrate method as administering and solving gave the students an opportunity and urge to understand and learn the lesson. For further researchers, the use of quantitative method and statistics is encouraged for the future endeavor to strengthen the study results. Indeed, it was proved that this method is effective so as for teachers to adapt it, likewise to produce and create more activity and the like. Our references. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day to all.